Hey guys, welcome back. Hope all of you are doing good. This is your host Devang Sharma. आज की वीडियो में बात करने वाले हैं very important topic and a very commonly asked interview question about Java. So without a further ado, let's start the video.
Hey guys, let me introduce to a wonderful initiative taken by Newton School. This initiative is called Launchpad. This is for the people who want to start coding from scratch and learn the basics of different programming languages for absolutely free of cost. Yes, I repeat, absolutely free of cost. It has plenty of resources available here, including courses from Java, Python, Node.js, CPP, React.js, and DBMS and SQL management. Also, few of these courses are available in Hindi as well. So what are you waiting for? Applications are open now. Apply today to become a rockstar developer within 6 months.
So welcome back to Newton School Launchpad and our complete professional Java series. This is a complete Java series from a freshman to a professional developer. Irrespective of whether you're a freshman or junior developer or a senior developer, you will find something related to you that will help you excel in your career. So without a further ado, let's start today's video. So in today's video, we are going to talk about a very important topic called generics in Java. This topic will be covered in two parts. In this part of the video, we are going to cover about what are generics, what is the use case of generics, and what are the advantages we get by using generics, why generics were introduced in the first place. Second video, we are going to talk about generic classes and generic methods, which are extremely important. So let's start with the first part. What are generics in Java? Java generics programming, it was introduced in Java-1 to deal with the type-safe objects. Now, what are type-safe objects and how generics provide type safety? We're going to see with the example of a code. It makes the code stable by detecting the bugs at compile time. I repeat, it detects the bugs at compile time, which is very important for better development practices. Before generics were introduced, before Java-1 generics were introduced, we were able to store any type of objects in the collection. That is, it was non-generic in nature. Now, since generics are into the picture, it forced the programmer to specify a particular type of the objects. Take example, the syntax of the Java generics is class or interface followed by its type. For example, if I am using an array list or a hash map, I have to give its type. In this case, you can see an example, array list of string. Let's see what are the advantages we get. Basically, we get three main advantages. First is type safety, then typecasting is not needed, and third is compile time checking. Let's understand one by one each. First example is type safety. Since you are able to hold a single type of objects in generic, it will not allow to store any other objects. Without generics, this will actually cause a problem and you can store any type of objects. Let's take an example. So in the code, let's write without generic. If generic didn't came into picture, code would be something like, you would create a list equal to new array list. If you observe carefully here, what I have done, I have not specified any data type here. I have just used list equal to new array list. Here, I can add 10, which is a number, and I can also add 10, which is a string. Now, how would a programmer or how I as a programmer will know that which 10 I'm talking about? Is it a number or is it a string? That was the problem without generics. Now, how generics solve this problem? Let's see the code with generics. Generics force the programmer to specify the type of the object. So if I want integer list, I will have to specify here list of integer, list equal to new array list, and that will be of integer type. Then if I add list.add 10, this statement is correct. But if I add this statement as string into the list, this will give me a compile time error. So as a programmer, I am assured that my array list will be a type safe. It will be of one specific type, be it string, be it integer, be it characters or anything. This is what generics has provided me, type safety. Let's move to the second advantage. Second advantage that generics has provided me is typecasting is not needed. This is another very important example. Since there is only one type, there are no multiple types. You don't need to typecast. Let's take another example. If there were no generics, I have to create something like list equal to I would add the value, a string here. Since I already know this is a string, even though I have to particularly typecast it. Why do I need to typecast this? Because it could have contained other data types as well, integer or character. So in order to get it, I needed to typecast it in case of without generics, when there were no generics introduced. But after the generics were introduced, this was clear that one structure can have only one type of data. So if you have to specify it, you specify list of string list equal to new array list. Now, if you add to the list value hello, it is clear that it's going to be string only. It cannot be a combination of integer, characters, or any other data type. That is why you don't need to typecast here. So you can just delete this statement and typecasting is not required here. This is the second advantage that Generics has provided us. Let's talk about the third and most crucial advantage, compile time checking. Very, very, very important. Compile time checking helps us to identify problems at the compile time instead of runtime. And obviously, as a good programming strategy, you have to handle problems at the compile time instead of at the runtime problems. And this case was resolved by using generics. Let's take an example. I'm using generics here. Let me write. I'm just typing using generics. So I have to specify a type here. So it will be list of string of list equal to new array list. List of string equal to new array list of string. Now, when I add the value hello to it, this statement is fine. But as soon as I add another type, let's say 50, this will give me an error, and this error will be compile time error. This is actually very important from a developer perspective. You need to know the errors at the compile time instead of the runtime. So as we have seen, the three advantages that Generics has provided me. First, type safety. Second, typecasting is not needed anymore. And third, compile time checking, because every object is now specific with a data type. Let's see full example of generics with a code. I want to point one thing here. The example that I'm going to show, it is going to use array list class, but you can use any collection, be it array list, linked list, hash set, tree set, hash map container, linked tree map, etc., etc. So let's see the code. So in the code, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use array list to show you the example of generics. I'll create my class main. This is my array list of string, and I'm going to add a value here. Let's say I add the value Newton, and I add another value to my list, string. Now observe carefully here. Observe carefully here. What I've given is it's an array list of string. So I've specified the type. I've specified the type that all its elements are going to be string on specifically. Let me import the utilities. As we know that indexing starts from 0. So if I do list.get1, it will print me school. Correct? Let's try to print out. And let's use an iterator to iterate over our array list. This iterator to has next will tell me how many values my iterator has. So I'm iterating over array list. So we'll iterate till my array list will have the values. So it has only two values, so we'll print output for 2 times. Technically, my output should be element is school and then Newton and school. Let's see what my output comes out to. Yes, my output is element is school, then Newton and then school. If I put list.get0, it should be element is Newton, then Newton school. Yes, correct output. The interesting part to note here about generics here is I have specified the type to be string. If I use it without the generics, then what I have to do is I have to typecast it. But in this case, I already know that all values are string. I don't need to typecast specifically or explicitly. Apart from that, all the values that are added, these are of type string only. If I try to add any other data type, let's say I want to try add 50 here, this should give me a compile time error. Let's see the error. The error is incompatible type string cannot be converted to string. This is how generics has helped us to identify these cases. Hope you guys have understood the use case of using generics in Java. What are the advantages they provide using type safety, typecasting is not required, and then compile time checking. We have seen that with the case of a live example as well. I hope you guys will be clear with the concept of why do we need generics in Java and what problems does generic solve in Java. In the next video, we're going to talk about generic classes and generic methods. Do comment down what is the best part that you like, what other topics you want me to make videos on. Make sure to subscribe this channel and share it among your friends. Till then, we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.